Shalom, shalom. I want to begin it off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us the truth and the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing and satisfying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam, to your sincere Akim, or Akwath, and it's sincere. Shalom to you brothers out here pushing this truth out on the highways and the byways and to the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Well, just another quick lesson, right? So I want to go to this video on Instagram Reels from Dr. Umar. So yeah, he doesn't know what the hell is really going on. So let's go here. Got a lesson coming on him too. But here we go.
Stop it. I ain't got nothing against the white woman. I'll hold the door open for her. I help her if she's in trouble, as long as they know. When you marry into another community, you are investing in another people. Show me. Marry, I show you who you love. You got a white wife, then you committed to white power, white racism, and white supremacy. You cannot talk black and sleep white. And this goes for my beautiful African sisters as well. You must be out your damn mind, laying down with your slave master's great-grandson, giving away for free what they stole for 400 years. Don't you ever, black woman, expose your royal waters to the devil's knife of your oppressor. You don't let your oppressor spray his ancestors in your belly. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he was right about our women, and how they're not supposed to be dealing with the men of the other nation. Right? When you see this dude is a black queen type guy, like, oh, he's the black woman's queen. God, no, he's that type of guy. That's what comes from those Hamitic type religions. Right? And we're not a Hamitic people. We're not Hamites. We're not Africans. Right? We're Israelites. Right? The so-called Africans, they help sell us into slavery. You know, a lot of people, especially Edomites, try to say, didn't y'all sell each other into slavery? Well, absolutely not. You even have Jakes believing that idiotic shit. No, Hamites, so-called Africans, sold us into slavery. Right, that's in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. Right, I believe it speaks about it in Deuteronomy. You know, speaks about it. Well, no, it speaks about judgment coming to them in Deuteronomy. Right, and then, you know, so yeah, man, you can't, we're not the same. But where this guy went completely left on was the fact that he said men can't deal with white women. You know, you can't talk black and sleep white. Well, who cares about talking black? Right? We're not black people. We're Israelites. Right? And the so-called blacks make up the tribe of Judah. You can also go as far to say Benjamin and Levi. Right? Just because of the skin tone that we typically are. So, it doesn't matter. For the men, you can deal with women of the other nation, whether you believe that or not, right? You can deal with women of the other nation, you know? But this guy's acting like we men can't do that. But that's why we know he doesn't really know anything. Can't talk black and sleep white. Brothers, there's nothing wrong with dealing with no Edomite woman. Nothing wrong with that at all. Shit better than dealing with a so-called black woman. Let's see. Look at this nigga. I married my black queen. right? All right, so let me go and get some. And Yahweh thy power hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast, it's like and thou hast taken them captive. So, all right, we win the war, we take them captive, right? And seest among the captives a beautiful woman. All right, so this is now a woman of another nation, a heathen woman that's beautiful. After we conquered their nation, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, right? So meaning we have a desire to have sex with her, right? Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. All right, so cut her hair off, pare her nails, cut them off, right? And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, right? Full moon cycle. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. So now you take her to be a concubine. All right, you go have sex with her. She's now, but that's a heathen woman, by the way. And it says, and it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her, because you got sex with her. Now, are you supposed to let your concubines go now? No. You keep your concubines now. All right, you're not supposed to let your concubines go deal with other women. I mean, other men, Salakia. But you are to keep them. Right, but like I said, at these times, Israel, was very rebellious and was doing wickedness. So Moses was saying specific things in accordance to this, right? So it says, if a man have two wives, one beloved and one hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated. Let me see. Well, let's get into something else. But the point has been made. We could have heathen women as wives. Right? We can have heathen women as wives. No matter what this guy's trying to say, we can take wives that are heathens. Right? Let's go to I forgot where it was in 2 Chronicles, so I'll just type this in. 2 Chronicles 11 and 23. Started 18. Rehoboam's family, he was an Israelite man. And Rehoboam took him Mahalath, the daughter of Jeremoth, the son of David, to wife. And Abihail, the daughter of Eliab, the son of Jesse, which bare him children, Jeush, and Shemariah, and Zaham. And after her, he took Maachah, the daughter of Absalom, which bare him Abijah, and Attai, and Zizah, and Shelemith. And Rehoboam loved Maachah, the daughter of Absalom, above all his wives and his concubines, for he took 18 wives and 60 concubines. 60 is 60 concubines, and begat 28 sons and 60 daughters. Now, I want to see what it's going to give me for the word concubine here. If not, we'll just go to Google. Concubine, paramour. It doesn't really want to give me much to work with. Let me do this. A mistress. It says in polygamous societies, a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives, right? And that's pretty much what it is, right? a woman who's a man's wife, but she's of a lesser status. Why? Because she's a heathen, and we were only ordered to marry Israelite women, but we could take heathen women as wives as well. We just can't put them on the level of an Israelite woman, right? So there you have it. They're strictly for baby making purposes only. Right? So there you have it, you know. So we can have concubines, we can have heathen women, you know, contrary to what this dude is saying. And we know this guy doesn't believe in the scriptures, he said it, right? But the scriptures are faithful and true, as it says. So at the end of the day, dude, whether you accept the scriptures or not, hey man, it's the truth here. And we can have heathen women. All right, what does it say about King David? It's 2 Samuel 5:13, and it says it. And it says the same thing in another scripture. It says, and David took to him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David. Right? There were yet sons and daughters born to David. So David had a lot of concubines. Was David going off for having a lot of concubines? The answer to that question is no. King David was not going off for having all those concubines and wives. Right? We're talking about concubines. You know, what about his son, King Solomon? It was in the 2 Kings. No, it was 1 Kings. Let me see, 1 Kings 11. See what happens. Yeah, this is it. 1 Kings 11. 1 Kings 11:1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, a woman of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, which are also Hamites and Hittites. Right? So he loved heathen women. Right? The nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into to them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Right? But we can have heathen women. Right? But King Solomon let these women lead him astray and take him off his path. But that was his lot for that time. All the stuff Yahweh Shai did wrong in his past lives, he made it right when he came to Yahweh Shai. And he had 700 wives, right? Princesses, so Israelite women. And 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So that goes for all his women. The Israelite women and the concubines, the heathen women turned away his heart. Right? But the point is, King Solomon had 300 concubines. Was he going off for having 300 concubines? No. There's not a scripture that says he was going off and he was wicked for having 300 concubines, 300 heathen wives. All right? So what is this dude talking about? Matter of fact, when you go into the scriptures, back in the Genesis, right? You go to Genesis 29. Well, I'll just go to 30. Because we came through heathen women. Right? 2 Israelite women, 2 heathen women. Just trying to go to the points where it speaks about the heathen women. Right, so I'm going to just start the point. Verse 3, Genesis 30:3, and she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, who was a heathen woman, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her, And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son. What? So Jacob had sex with Bilhah, Rachel's maid, who was a heathen woman. She was a heathen woman. Right? She was a heathen. Was Jacob going off? No, because you wouldn't be here without her. Right? But you wouldn't be here without him, obviously. But you get what I'm saying. We came through, Jacob made the 12 tribes through heathen women. 2 Israelite women, 2 heathen women. 4 sons out of the sons of Jacob came from heathen women. Because Leah had 6 sons for Jacob herself. Rachel had 2. Zilpah had 2. Bilhah had 2. It makes up 12. And it says, let me go down further. In verse 9 it says, when Leah saw that she had left barren, she took Zilpah, her maid, who was also a heathen woman, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. What? So there's nothing wrong with having heathen women. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's go into Hagar, all right, dealing concerning Abraham. Let's see. Start here at verse 1, Genesis 16:1. Now Sarah was said Sarai, but her name got changed to Sarah, Abram's wife, which his name got changed to Abraham, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. So now we really know this is a heathen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even try to wiggle your way out of this when it says she was an Egyptian. So she was of she was of Mizraim, right, according to the scriptures. A Hamite. So she's a heathen. Now according to Dr. Umar's ways, he would say, no, that's our people, because he thinks we're African. We're not. And Sarai said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord Yahweh hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram, to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, so he put his rod in her, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Right, so the point is, Abraham, he dealt with a concubine, he dealt with a heathen woman. Was he going off for that? No, because he even went on to deal with another heathen woman. Let's go to 1 Chronicles. Jump down. It says the descendants of Abraham, 1 Chronicles 1:28, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. These are their generations, the firstborn of Ishmael. Okay, I'm going to jump down to verse 32. Now the sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine. So this Keturah was a heathen woman as well. So now we have 2 accounts of Abraham dealing with heathen women. She bare Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shuah, and the sons of Jokshan, Sheba and Dedan, and it goes on, right? So he had 2 heathen women he dealt with. Was Abraham going off? No, he wasn't going off. We can deal with heathen women. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, except maybe not the Canaanites, right? But outside of that, we could deal with heathen women. All right. So let me see. I want to get something else. And Numbers. Let's go to the book of Numbers. 1:18. 1 and 1 goes into it as well, but 1:18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their posts. So our lineage is determined by our fathers, right? So it matters what your father is, not so much as what your mother is, right? So it doesn't matter what nation your mother comes from. If a if a man from the tribe of Asher goes and he has a child with someone of the nation of Ammon, right, which is the so-called Japanese, right, the tribe of Asher is the so-called Colombians, the Uruguay, right. So if that man has a child with a heathen woman that's a Ammonite, right, so-called Japanese, that child's not gonna come out half Colombian, Uruguayan, and half Japanese, right? Half Ammon and half Asher. No. That child, when he or she comes out the womb, is going to be of the tribe of Asher because of their father, because of the seed. See, the women, they don't create a nation, the men do. All they have is the egg, right? They have the egg, and the man puts his seed in the egg. That's how that goes. So it's what the father is. And remember, men have XY chromosomes, so we decide. We're the deciding factor of the gender, etc. Women have XX. It's not the same, right? It's not the same. Okay, so we can deal with other women because regardless, they're going to come back as Israelites. So it doesn't matter. They're going to come back as Israelites regardless. We can have sex with any women, and the children are going to be Israelites when they come out of the womb. That's why that's why I say he was right in the last part, in a sense, because our women are not to deal with men of the other nations, because why? They're furthering their nation. So he tried to say we're furthering the so-called white race, white supremacy, if we go have sex with white women, which is cap. That's far from the truth. That couldn't be any farther from the truth, right? But if our women go deal with heathens, especially Edomites, they're completely going off. Now that is 100% correct. They are completely going off because now they're furthering their nation, and they have become whores because they're not seen as a top tier wife of that nation because they're not of that nation. It's just like how we don't see heathens as we don't put heathen women on the level of what we would put an Israelite woman on as a wife. They're a lesser wife. That's how the nations would look at it when they take Israelite women. She would be a lesser. So you basically just becoming a whore for that nation. And what does it say in Deuteronomy? Right? You go to Deuteronomy. Anyway, go to Deuteronomy 25. I ain't brought this out in so long. I don't know where it's at. Deuteronomy 23:17, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. And if you're an Israelite woman and you step outside of the realm of an Israelite man, because Israelite women can deal with a man of any other tribes, because they're still Israelites, right? But you cannot deal with a heathen man. So if you're an Israelite woman and you step out and you basically become a concubine to a heathen, you now become a whore. And the scriptures say there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. So what you doing? So yeah, that's going off because you don't control the seed. So now the baby you have with that heathen is coming out of heathen. Doesn't matter what you are. It's going to come out of heathen because of that man's seed, right? So that's wicked. That's going off. All right, that's going off. So yeah, man. Women can't deal with men that are from other nations, but we men can deal with women that are from other nations, 100%. Matter of fact, how did King Solomon get? No, no, not King Solomon. Forgive me. What you call it? That woman was an Israelite. It was just a different situation because that woman had committed adultery with King David. So Salakia. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say that. But I can say King David. King David came out of the womb of a heathen woman, right? King David came from a heathen woman. All right, it's in the Chronicles, but I'm just gonna go here and look it up. Was King David kind? King. It's going off. King David's mother was a heathen. It's going off. Let me see if I can find something. So I forgot his mother's name. Let me see. May have been overlooking it, but it might be in that second chapter. No, I'm not looking for this. Yeah, it's alright. Brother, if a brother could put up what he knows I'm thinking about in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. But the point of the lesson has been made, by this point, right? This guy's going off. Can't talk black, sleep white. It's just stupid. Anyway, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Makaparash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abba Babal, Kom Yasharala, Gadol Abadim, Lababal Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wahabathum, and until next time, Shalom.